On September 2nd, 2025, 9 men were murdered when a U.S. missile struck their boat in the Caribbean. No pieces of these men were recoverable. Mothers and fathers, wives and children were left with nothing to mourn over. After the smoke cleared, 2 shirtless, panicked men were seen clinging to life in the wreckage of the boat. Pete Hegseth had demanded there be no survivors. 3 more missiles were sent to destroy them. Congress is split politically on the investigation into the legality of these murders. Republican senators and congressmen who hold their seat in violation of the 14th Amendment and 18 U.S. Code 2383 opine it is legal to kill people without due process. Spineless Democrats who refuse to enforce the 14th Amendment beg for the release of the second tap video. But common sense tells us there is a third, more telling video to be made public. Pete Hegseth is not one to forego the filming of his reaction to witnessing the climax of his lethality. A video capturing his triumphant expression had to be preserved so he could treasure that moment in later years. His portfolio, depicting more than 80 murders and his simultaneous celebrations, must now rival a Ken Burns documentary. What can we do to stop this madness? We can protest. Large numbers can stand outside the Congress and call out the murderers and their enablers. We can let Trump's criminal organization know we are not happy. It might work. The cowards in Congress might take action. But the truth is, there is no timetable requiring them to take action. Like the proverbial frog in water coming to a boil, our politicians have nothing that will compel them to stop these murders. That's not how it works with the courts. When a document is filed, action must be scheduled and a decision is demanded. Rule 4 of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure leaves a U.S. District Judge no discretion but to issue an arrest warrant when presented with a verified complaint. The International Criminal Court, legal scholars, dismissed members of the Judge Advocate's Office, and every person dedicated to the rule of law knows that Pete Hegseth is committing murders. 18 U.S. Code 956 makes it illegal for anyone to conspire within this country to commit murder at any place outside this country. If you want to register your protest, if you want to insist upon your government taking your protest seriously, if you want to stop future killings in your name, then you must carry the following complaint to your local U.S. court. On a piece of paper labeled complaint, write, on September 2nd, 2025, Pete Hegseth, address 1000 Defense Pentagon, room 3E 880, Washington, D.C., did within the jurisdiction of the U.S. conspire with Donald Trump and other persons to commit at a place outside the United States an act that would constitute the offense of murder if committed in the special maritime and territorial jurisdiction of the United States, in violation of 18 U.S. Code 956. Go to any federal district court, but especially go to the one at 333 Constitution Avenue Northwest in Washington, D.C., or 6500 Cherrywood Lane, Greenbelt, Maryland, or 401 Courthouse Square in Alexandria, Virginia. Plan on bringing 25 or more like-minded citizens, each carrying their own verified complaint. That's a complaint under oath. Go on a wacky Wednesday or a freaky Friday. Arrive after 10 a.m. You can miss the rush hour traffic. Sit in the courtroom and wait for the court to complete its daily docket. Before the judge exits the courtroom, rise and request permission to present your complaint. Then let the system take its course. Return on the next wacky Wednesday or a freaky Friday with a new suggested criminal complaint. There is nothing to be afraid of. Flooding the courts will provide you with an added sense of protection. We can bring these murders to an end.